Hey, Rob and welcome to the Harness, and today we're going to be taking a look at making your very first AWS App Runner deployment. Now, in our example, we're going to be actually using Drone to build a Docker image which will be deployed to Amazon ECR that will actually be deployed to AWS App Runner. So taking a look at our actual Drone project, if you're using our example here in GitHub, there's a few pieces that we need to wire in. So for Drone actually has an ECR plugin, which will require a few pieces, such as a key, a secret, where exactly you're going to be deploying it to or publishing it to, and then what region you're going to be publishing it to. So if we take a look at our first thing is you need an ECR or Elastic Container Registry. Here we have one set up already, but creating one is quite simple. Now in this example, this ECR registry is actually fronted by an IAM authentication role user, but in your particular environment, you can have that authenticated a different way. Taking a look at the drone setup here we have actually drone setup, which is actually monitoring for this particular GitHub project. So let's go ahead and make a change. So if we want to see a build kicked off, let's just go ahead and make a change here. And let's say this is the second change. Let's go ahead and give this a different name or a different tag. Let's go. If you commit that change, we should see actually the build process being kicked off here. So this will take a few moments to run. We can dig into what's going on here. The build step is just kicking off, and soon the publish step will be completed. And the publish step has completed. If you come over to Amazon ECR, we see that our latest build has been published into ECR. Now the next step is to actually get this into AWS App Runner. So here I already have an AWS App Runner instance or service that's running a version of the awesome app. But if we want to actually create a new one, it's actually fairly simple. So we click on Create Service. We're using an Amazon ECR registry. We can take a browse and say, this is our registry name, and this is the tag that we want to deploy. We click Continue, manual trigger, and we can actually use an existing service role that was created before. We can click Next. If we can go back to finding exactly what this is, we can say this is awesome app. Awesome app 2. And then all the particular defaults are the same. Now, if we take a look at this particular application here, it's actually bound to port 3000. So we can just modify that into port 3000 here. And all the defaults are actually good to go. We can click Next. And we can click Next and go ahead and create this particular service. But we already have one running in its actual place. So awesome app. We can actually go to this URL here. And it was actually created for us. So that's pretty nifty. We can actually dig into the service name, take a look at some of the stuff that I was doing last night before the video. And yeah, App Runner really took care of the entire deployment. Now, it did take a few moments. So it started around 5:14 and it concluded around 5:17. And actually, the final health check was done at 5:17. So it took about 3 minutes from the time I picked up on the image to be deployed. If you actually want to do a few actions, you can actually pause the service or you can actually redeploy it. So here actually I'm just redeploying the service and this will take a few moments. But with that, I hope this was interesting for you. And that's how you get started with Amazon App Runner in no time at all with Harness and Amazon together. Cheers, Robbie.